Hello and welcome to this new video. Today we're going to talk about the SiteMap Cleaner application. SiteMap Cleaner is a very important application because it allows you to submit sitemaps to Google with URLs that return a 200 status code. This is very important because it helps preserve your crawl budget. When you send sitemaps with 500 errors, 404 errors, or redirects, Google wastes time on URLs that are not strategic for your site. The idea behind SiteMap Cleaner is to clean up all these URLs so you only communicate to Google the URLs that are important for your business. Using the SiteMap Cleaner application is very simple. Go to the EdgeSEO console and click on the SiteMap Cleaner application. Once you arrive on the home page, if you have already set up sitemap cleaners, you will find them listed there. And if you want to add a new sitemap to Cleaner, just click on Add a new sitemap and a form will appear in front of you. Let's take a look together at an already configured sitemap to see all the options available to you. The first field, of course, is where you configure the URL of the sitemap you want to clean. Next, you'll have sitemap cleaning parameters if you want to remove URLs that return certain codes, 500, which are generally server errors, URLs that return 301 type redirects, or URLs that trigger 404 status codes, but also if you want to remove pages that have a meta robots no index no follow tag, or URLs with incorrectly set canonical tags. You can also check those options. Next, you'll also be able to transform URLs in your sitemaps. For example, converting everything from HTTP to HTTPS, converting relative URLs to absolute URLs. That means all those URLs, that start directly with a slash. For example, we're going to add something, https 2.3w.fastenrise.com, and also standardized URLs with or without www. Next, you'll have the scheduling parameters. This is where you'll specify, I want my sitemap to, for example, to have the cleaning of my sitemap triggered on Sunday at midnight, Monday at 11 p.m., Tuesday at 10 a.m., and so on. A little tip for users who have rather large sitemaps from 10,000 up to 50,000 URLs. In your sitemaps, try to run the cleaning process at night or on weekends at night similarly, when most of your users are not on your site. Because with SiteMap Cleaner, we're going to check all the URLs on your site in order to test their statuses. To be able to check if you have the correct meta robots tags, for example, if you have checked index follow. So this will put a load on your server, so avoid doing it when you have a lot of people on your site. And precisely for that, we have some advanced settings. So if you're not comfortable with that, just leave them as they are. Otherwise, if you are comfortable, know that you can increase the request limit per minute from 300 to 600 and launch requests simultaneously, from 10 up to 1,000 simultaneous requests. Once you've done that, you'll be able to test the crawl for the first time. This will allow you to count the number of URLs in your sitemap. Approximately, it's not super reliable, but it gives you an idea of how many URLs will be removed and how many will be kept, and the duration of the crawl is estimated. Here we're dealing with a small sitemap, so it goes very quickly, but for larger sitemaps, it can take between 40 minutes and an hour and a half per sitemap. And you have a few hours. Once that's done, you click on Save, and the cleaning will be triggered at the time you set in the sitemap clean. Once the SiteMap Cleaner has been launched, you'll find it again on the homepage. The last cleaning here on March 5th, 2026, the number of URLs that were kept and deleted, the status, whether it was executed properly or not, and then you'll be able to go in to see the details and you'll have several pieces of information. The first thing is the URL of the clean sitemap, which you can copy and paste to send to Search Console. On this page, you'll find several pieces of information. The number of URLs analyzed, the number of URLs kept, and the number of URLs deleted. You'll also be able to track the progress of these URLs, those that were kept or deleted, and also take a look at deletions by type. Here, in my case, it mainly deleted URLs with 301 status, 301 redirects. If you had any 500 or 404 errors, they would be visible here. You'll also be able to directly download a report that will allow you to list all the URLs that have been deleted. This can be very useful for reusing them, for example, in the bulk redirection application, to set them to 410, for instance, quite simply. So there you have it here. You have some analytics here that you can use to review the cleanup of your sitemaps. That's it for this video about SiteMap Cleaner. If you have any questions, you'll probably find the answers in the EdgeSEO Academy, where you can find all the documentation related to SiteMap Cleaner. And if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. We'll be happy to answer them. I can only encourage you to use this feature, SiteMap Cleaner. It's very important for saving your crawl budgets and making sure you only send strategic URLs that return a 200 status to Google's bots. And that's it. See you soon for another video.